Hey guys, it's Jenny. Welcome back to the Bookworms Buddy. It is time for Tackle My TBR. Okay guys, welcome back. Thank you to new subscribers and thank you to all of you for your kind support of my channel. It is appreciated. So let's jump right into this. So last week I read 2 books, and that's what we're going to talk about today. The first book that I read was book 2 of the Kane brothers, and that one was So Not Meant to Be. In this one, we're following Lottie's sister Kelsey and Huxley's brother JP. Now you read a little bit about these two in the first book, but now this is solely about them in this book. They did a little bit of flirting, you know, and casual chatting and that kind of stuff. But now in this book, things have changed a little bit because Huxley, or JP, has the argument that co-workers can't be friends. Okay? You can't be professional and be friends at the same time. And then Kelsey disagrees with that. As the argument goes on and such, then Kelsey is pretty put off by it, so she just tries to kind of distance herself from JP, and she makes it very clear to him. So he has got it in his head that, you know, it really is true. We can't be friends, and he distances himself, and then just they're constantly fighting and just being really nasty to one another. They do start to find some common ground. Kelsey is getting a little bit of advice from Lottie, and you know, Kelsey's been trying to be friends with JP, and JP is trying to do the same because he finds out from his brother that, you know, you gotta woo them. And so he's trying to do the wooing, and she's trying to accept it. And in the meantime, she's going on other dates with, you know, other men, and nobody just quite does things to her like JP does when he's around. Again, very hysterical, you guys. I laughed so much, maybe more so in this book. Absolutely loved it. There are more spicy scenes in this one, so if you like romantic comedies but you don't like the spice, I think if you can get past the spiciness, I feel like the book is really worth reading for the comedic aspects of the story, because it is fantastic. Absolutely loved it. Love her writing. This was another 5-star read for me, and I'm really enjoying her style of writing. The next book that I read was Divine Rivals. This is by, I think, Rebecca Ross is who it's by. It's right up here. I learned about this book because Bobby was talking about it. She got it in one of her book subscription boxes, and she read the synopsis, and I was like, ooh, that sounds pretty good. So I went and looked it up on Goodreads, and ended up getting it for my Kindle. The very beginning, the prologue of the story, it just hooked me right from the start. Now there was a little, you know, a few little slow spots beyond that, but once it got going, it got going. I absolutely loved it. What is going on in this book is it's kind of a historical fantasy. There is a war. The gods were resting, and now they've awakened, and it's starting a war. And we've got Iris Winnow, she works for a paper, and she's fighting Roman Kit for this new columnist position at this paper. The thing for Iris is her brother is on the front lines. He is fighting in this war. And she writes him letters, and she puts them in the wardrobe, and they just disappear. So there are lots of magical elements in this book. The only thing is somebody else is getting those letters. It's not her brother. And so she starts getting letters back. The first one she gets is, I'm not your brother. And then the writing just commences, and they form a relationship through letters. And that's what really kind of got me to want to read this book. I thought that was, you know, pretty awesome. And I really liked how she put the fantasy and the historical, but not known wars like World War II or, you know, wars before that. This was based way back in like 1800s. And here I was thinking it was kind of like a futuristic. I wasn't sure at first what was going on, you know, until it becomes apparent. But yeah, this was a really good read. This is book 1. It just came out in April. So I know it's going to be a while before the next book comes out. And let me tell you, this cliffhanger makes me want to read the second book. So, very good story, very good writing. Like I said, a couple slow spots, but the characters are amazing. I absolutely love the characters. You got your good, your bad, you know, all that good stuff. The setting is also fabulous. I absolutely love to read about, you know, these things that they have. I can't remember what they called the cars. I can't remember what they called the cars. They weren't called cars. But anyway, this was just, it had a lot of great elements to the story. Fantasy, historical, romance, all those great elements that I like to read in a book. So, that book I ended up rating 4 stars simply because there was a few slow spots, but I am looking forward to getting a hold of that next book. I don't know when it's going to be out, but this one was really good. So after that, I picked up A Long Time Coming. This is book 3 in the Kane Brothers series by Megan Quinn. I'm not very far. I just picked it up yesterday, I think. So it's going to probably be just as funny as the other 2 were, but I'm really looking forward to getting into that one. But that's what I read, you guys. That's what I read last week. Really enjoyed the books that I chose for this time. Really happy about that. It's always a good thing when you find a good book. If you guys have read any of these books that I talked about today, let me know down in the comments below. But that is all I have for you today. Thanks for staying tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.